What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Mom and Son Show.
I'm the mom.
And I'm the son, and man, do we have a treat for you. Mom and family went on Tron this weekend.
We did. Yesterday, as a matter of fact.
Yesterday morning at 9 a.m. And we have a good, bad, ugly little section for you about the whole Tron Ride experience. Don't forget to like and subscribe below. But before we make you wait any longer, let's get Mom's opinion on this ride. Mom, let's go. With the check-in. Let me make sure we got everything pulled up here. With the check-in. Okay. What do you love about the check-in?
It was very smooth. It was very fast. It was very efficient. They were talking about initially you needed to take your ID. You needed to take your registration form. You didn't need anything. You just needed your magic band or your ticket that had your reservation on it.
So it was pretty smooth.
Very smooth.
And the amount of people...
The line was very long to enter the queue itself because we were the first ones at 9 o'clock.
Now, long as in wait time long or just long as in length?
Just long in
so
length.
Not wait time.
Like it wrapped back towards the speedway.
Okay.
And then you had multiple cast members around to make sure that you were in that line with a reservation.
Yeah, so you're not just trying to sneak on.
Or as we've done in the past, oh, look, there's a line. It must be something good. Let's wait for it.
Right. Okay, so they seemed like they had crowd control and the smoothness of with the reservation under control.
Correct.
Give me a bad about the going onto the ride.
So if you look at this picture now, that arrow is pointing to 2 umbrellas, which is right next to maybe a 5-foot wide entryway to get into the actual ride queue.
Okay.
That's the baby swap or the rider swap area.
So if you have a child that's short enough or that's too short to go on the ride, that is the only area that you and the significant other that's or the person waiting for the child has to stand is right there out of everybody.
Exactly. So it's 2 on this right-hand side, which is the same side that everybody else is going to access. And then here's where you scan your band. Anybody who knows rider swap, you have to scan your band and they scan somebody else's band who's going to go back on with the child. So it's not a smooth process. And there's no way to make that even more efficient. So it's not their fault. It's just a little bit of a time consumer right there. So it created more of a backlog than there need to be.
Yeah.
If they had a separate area, like maybe have that further before you get to the actual entrance, I think it would have helped a lot.
Yeah, and that, speaking of that, is going to be another video of how to use and abuse baby swap. Because you can go on rides 3 times if you have the right baby, the right people.
And it has nothing to do with taking other people's babies.
And you can't take any of it. But moving on. So that was your good and bad about the entrance. Baby swap, too congested. Pathway ride to entrance.
Okay, so this, whenever you've been in Magic Kingdom for the past several years that they've been building this, you see this huge expanse of a walkway. It is very wide, it is very spacious. A lot of it is covered by the canopy that you can actually, where the trains actually go. So that part they did very, very well.
So in sunny Florida, it's going to be perfect to wait on.
Except...
And then there's a small little section.
At the very top portion, you do a little switchback, and there are only small umbrellas that are spaced quite a distance apart. Maybe 2 or 3 people could get underneath the umbrella. So imagine Mickey and Minnie's Railway.
Yeah.
But they had tons of umbrellas. This does not.
Yeah, and it's a little, the small umbrellas are more of just, hey, we're putting something up just to please people, but they don't work. We all know this at every park, the small umbrellas. They need to have the misting fans out there, which would really help people
And we don't know. I mean, this is still all a preview. This is a chance for the cast members to figure out what can we do better. Okay.
Now, going on to the entrance.
Okay. Great idea that they have these test cycles, and they actually had them pre-COVID.
I remember being on them.
So they brought them back again, which is great because you can test them here as opposed to going on the ride and then saying, uh-oh, it's not going to work. You better not. You can't go on.
Right.
However, they are very close to where you go into the ride. And you have to get out of line, go to the test, and then come back. If you're agile and very quick, you could probably do this in a 15-second time frame. But most people who are going to be checking this probably have knee issues, probably have some concerns as to why they're testing it in the first place.
And I'm sure it's just a photo op, so there might be a little line just to get on there and take photos on
right,
it. Just
exactly.
like you saw my dad and my little nephew on
yep.
there.
Yep. Okay. And that is also the place where you leave to take your baby or your
For
child.
the baby swap, that's where you get
swap.
off. Okay,
Yep.
perfect.
Yep. So then you enter into the actual ride queue.
So the queue itself, give me a good about it.
Oh my gosh.
Which I'm going to assume that this is going to be your good.
Yeah, it is so visually appealing. You don't know which way to look. When you first walk in, you're in what seems to be a narrow hallway, but it's covered with all the LED lights. If you're familiar with Tron, which I hope you are, it's like you're in the grid. So these blue LED lights all over the place. They have a phenomenal, I call it a pre-show room, but if it lasts 30 seconds, it's probably very long. As short as can be, but it wows you to no end. And that's all I'm going to say about it, because I don't want to spoil it for you
thumbs
guys.
up for the pre-show room, and also thumbs up for the locker system that they have that is associated with your Magic Band. Yep. So it's very easy if you have a phone, if you have glasses. Now, if you didn't want to use a locker, could you bring the stuff on, or you had to? Did they have X-ray machines there?
Anything smaller, a phone, a small clutch, they have little compartments on the cycles themselves,
so you can
put it in. So you don't have to lock up your phone, you don't have to lock up sunglasses, because they will fit in those compartments.
So if you just wanted to, they are free to use, which Disney doesn't normally do anything free. So this is a very nice treat.
And this is also the first time they've used a locker system.
Sure.
Disney doesn't have locker systems until now. And the good thing about this is you put it in these lockers before you get on the ride. When you get off, you don't have to backtrack to go back to that spot. They go straight through to the exit. So you will find lockers at the end that have the same numbers, and that will be where you pick up your belongings.
They stole that from Universal.
But it works.
We'll keep moving. At the end of the ride, where the baby swap is, it's a great swapping area, though, even though it was congested at the beginning.
Correct, because this is where all the riders are going to come out of the ride, but it's also the area that they basically send you to when you baby swap, or if you want to wait for somebody. And it's great because it's covered, so it is going to be a little bit cooler. And the cycles actually go around that canopy.
So the kids waiting and the parents can actually try to look out for their loved ones that are on the actual ride, which is awesome.
It's a fantastic photo op. It's probably the best place that you could ever get pictures of your family on a coaster.
And do a slow-mo on it. Yeah. Love it. That's great.
Yep.
And then when you come out, obviously there's a perfect photo op, which everybody has seen these photos going around with the, what do you call them? Not lightsabers, but the light rings, energy discs.
Energy discs.
So that's awesome as well.
This actually, to the right of this, is where the entry is. So you go in one way, you come out the other lane. And then it brings you down the ramp towards Barnstormer.
Sure.
But you can turn and go back to Space Mountain if you need to.
Nice. And then when you got off, I was confused about this. I've seen a sign going around everywhere of pass holder previews, and they're getting off, and I'm thinking they have to get right out of the park, because on the bottom it says, please proceed to the park exit at this time. That is not the case. Mom informed me that was just for the
cast member
preview, because they were only supposed to be in the park for a certain number of time, maybe an hour. So this, they just probably didn't want to use another sign because it's very expensive to print new paper signs for Disney World. It's just way more convenient for them. So good job, Disney. Way to save money, save the environment. Love it.
You're awful.
But the good, the bad, the ugly of the entire ride. What did you love about it? What did you not like about it? And would you recommend it to other people, knowing the other rides around the parks?
Okay. The good about it is so visually appealing.
Love that.
The takeoff is phenomenal. I don't know. I want to try to compare it to Hulk, but it's a lot smoother and just really cool.
How about Velocicoaster?
I was only on that once, so I really don't want to compare that yet. The bad is it's short. It
Short
was an
ride.
awesome start to the ride, and then you're kind of like, oh, you know, you had the climax at the very beginning.
Yeah.
You know, and then it was like downhill from there. No pun intended.
And would you recommend it over any of the other rides in the park, or would it be like a mediocre ride that you would recommend?
I would not, if I had to choose, that probably would not be in my top 2 or 3 rides to go on. If it's 30 minutes or under, yes.
Okay.
But I probably would not wait any longer than that unless I were with people from out of state or out of the area, and that's the only time they're going to get there.
Sure.
And they don't know when they're going to be back again.
Makes sense.
So.
Well, you heard it here first, everybody, from Mom herself that was on it yesterday. It's an okay ride, visually appealing, amazing pre-show. Check it out yourself. Leave comments below. If you like something that we're doing about the good, the bad on different rides, let us know, because we've been on all the rides pretty much. So we would love to, and maybe we'll do more about it, of just the good, the bad, the ugly about every single ride, so you know.
Even Barnstormer and Teacups.
Even Barnstormer and Teacups. Let's go. But before we leave, we have the Mom Monday joke of the day. Let's go. I'm ready.
What do you call the next movie in the Tron series?
The next movie in the Tron series. What do we got?
A neutron.
A new Tron, sticking with the Tron theme. Well, hey guys, thanks so much for watching. Please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe.
I'm the mom.
And I'm the son, and this is the Mom and Son Show.